Hey guys, it's Miss Delcambre. Today is February the 4th, and here is a rundown of what we did today. So we have our new unit that we're going to start, which is our inequality unit. So let's get to our notes. And your notes are 2 pages. However, I don't know what's going on with my monitor. Looks like this. So you have one here, one here. You're going to glue the words there, or you can write them down. And then we're going to glue our foldable right there. I cut it, I folded it on the line, and now I'm going to cut it up to the line so I have some flaps over them. Okay. So we're going to talk about inequalities. And inequalities and equations are very much similar except for one little thing, and you're going to notice that when we are graphing. So I'm going to take that down. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go ahead and start. So right here we have our symbols. Of our inequalities. And then here we're going to write some clue words. Okay. So when you first started out, probably kindergarten, first grade, you saw some of these symbols. And your teacher may have called them the alligator mouth. Okay. But they are actually inequalities and they have their own special name. So this one is less than. How I remember this is it looks like an L that got lazy and fell over. If I straighten this up, look like an L. This is less than. And some clue words are words that can also mean less than is fewer than and below. Fewer than and below. So this is less than, the opposite is greater than. So the opposite is greater than, and if you think of this, if I just added a line, it would look like a G. Or a semicircle would look like a G. So instead of fewer than, it's the opposite, so this would be more than. And instead of below, it would be above. Okay, so those are some clue words that also mean greater than. Now, these are the 2 symbols that you are being introduced to now. So this one looks like it's a less than symbol that merged with an equal sign, which it is because we call it less than or equal to. And some words that we use with this is at most or no more than. Okay, and again, we have less than, the opposite, less than or equal to, the opposite's greater than or equal to. So if at most meant less than or equal to, at least would be greater than or equal to, no more than, opposite, no less than. So those are my clue words, and you may see some, especially like on a test or in work, and you see these words, and you need to know which inequality symbol you will use. Okay. Now, speaking of this inequality symbols, we're going to start graphing some inequalities. So let's first start off with equations. All right, we just finished equations, and when we were graphing equations, such as y is equal to 4. We started off with my number line, okay? So I'm going to just draw a blank number line, and it has to have this number somewhere on it. So I'm just going to throw a 4 right in the middle. I'm going to put some numbers above 4, so I'm going to put 5, and a number below 4, that would be 3. And how I would graph that is, x is equal to 4, so I'm just going to put a dot right there to represent that. Okay, that's how you would write equations or draw equations on a number line. Now, how will we draw inequalities? There's only one step that you have to do from here. So let's look at, instead of x is equal to 4, x is less than 4. Okay, again, I'm going to start off with my number line. 4 is going to be somewhere on my number line. So I'm going to put 4. I'm going to put some numbers above 4 and some numbers below 4. Okay, so the one thing that's different, instead of a circle or a dot, I'm going to put a circle. Okay, and x is less than 4. So we're looking for all numbers smaller than 4. Well, let's look. 3, is 3 smaller than 4? Yes. So my arrow is going to go in this direction. Okay, 5 is not smaller than 4, so it won't be this way. And 4 is not less than 4, so I would not shade that in. And if you look closely, the inequality symbol and the arrowhead both face the same direction. Okay, I'm going to touch on this and keep touching on this. But if you have your variable first, that is an easy way to draw. If you have a variable first, and your inequality symbol and your arrowhead will always go in the same direction. Okay, so my next one, x is greater than 7. And we're starting it out the same way. I'm going to draw my number line. Have to have 7 somewhere on there, so I'm going to put 7. So it's going to be 8 and 9, 6 and 5. So x is greater than 7, so I'm going to put a circle over 7. 7 is not greater than 7, so it can't be shaded in. And I'm looking for all numbers larger than 7. Well, 8's larger than 7, so my arrow is going to go to the right. My arrow is going to go to the right. But what if you don't have the variable first? Well, there's no problem in that. So I have 8 is less than C. Well, it's like when you're making a pancake or a grilled cheese. We can just flip it over. It's the same on both sides. It's the same thing. You flip a quarter, doesn't matter which side it is, it's still going to be a quarter. Okay, so I'm going to flip this over. So C is greater than 8. Do you see how the mouth's open to C? The mouth is open to C. It's the same thing. Okay, I draw my number line, blank number line. Have to make sure I put an 8 down somewhere. So there's my 8, 9 and 10, 7 and 6. So again, I'm going to put my circle over 8. And I'm looking for all numbers greater than 8. So my arrow is going to go to the right. If you think about it, less than has an L, goes left with an L. Greater than has an R, right has an R. So you can think of it like that. Okay, now I'm just going to go, we're going to make a couple of notes because we have those other 2 inequality symbols that we need to discuss. Okay, so let's make it x is less than or equal to 4. Okay, there's not that much of a change from here to here. So we still need to do a number line. So I'm drawing my number line out. 4 has to go on my number line. So I'm going to put 4 here. I'll put some numbers to the left and the numbers to the right. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to put a circle over 4. Now 4, is that less than or equal to 4? Well, 4 is equal to 4. So this gets shaded in. You shade that in because 4 can be an answer. And we're looking for less than or equal to. So less than goes to the left. You see my arrowhead and my inequality symbol go in the same direction. Okay, so that's the next one. Let's just flip this around and do x is greater than or equal to 7. And guys, remember, x is just my variable. It's a name for an unknown. Okay, so again, I start off with my number line. And 7 has to go on my number line somewhere. So I'm here at 7. So I'm going to go 7, 8, 6, 5. Okay. 7 has to be on there. I'm going to put a circle on over 7. 7 is equal to 7. So 7 can be an example. And greater than. So every number greater than 7 is going to go to the right. Okay. So the key thing to remember is with these inequalities, you're having an open circle. Open circle. And with greater than or equal to and less than or equal to, you're having a closed circle. Closed circle there. All right. key takeaway, guys, for you to remember is that you always want your variable first. So get your variable to the first, or to the on the left side, and then your symbol, and then your number. Okay? You need to ask yourself 2 questions when you're doing this. So ask yourself 2 questions. Is it open or closed? Okay, that's your first thing. Is your circle going to be open or closed? Your second one, well, which direction are you going to go? Are you going to go to the right, or are you going to go to the left? Which way are you going to go? Okay. And that does it for our notes. I'm going to pull up real quick the homework because I want to show. 1 minute. There we go. All right. On your homework, I do not want you to do 6 and 7. I believe it's 6 and 7. If you give me a minute, I will find it. Okay, 6 and 7 is what I do not want you working on, just because it is, it's what we'll be going over tomorrow. There it is. Here it is. It's way down here. And I even think I went ahead. Oh, there we go. Yes, 6 and 7. I do not want you to do. We will do this on Monday. Okay. All right. So that does it for me today. Have a great day. Factoid of the day. The moon is very hot, 224 degrees Fahrenheit average during the day, but very cold, negative 243 degrees average at night. One of the questions poses was, is that when it's behind the Earth, or does the temperature change? Interesting question to ask there, and I do not know the answer to it. So have a great day, make good choices, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.